Yes, come in.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Are you fully vaccinated?
Yes, sir.
You may remove your mask. So you did your graduation in 2019 from St. Stephen's College, Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Why there is a perception of this college being an elitist college?
Sir, because the admission process of this college is a bit different from the other Delhi University colleges. Because first they release the cutoff, then we have an aptitude test, and thereafter there is an interview.
Okay.
So that is why there is a perception.
But do you think it's a good perception about the college?
Sir, I think it also helps people, or the students in particular, to strive harder or also work on their personality as well to get into the institution rather than just going for the academic knowledge.
Okay, you aspire to become a member of UP Administrative Service. UP in the 90s used to have a lot of issues. It was considered to be one of the Bimaru states, so-called, isn't it? Population problem was there. It continues to be there. Low literacy, poor health care, sluggish economy. Now there is a perception emerging in the country that UP is key to forging India's economic growth. Do you agree with this perception? If yes, then why?
Sir, I completely agree with this perception. Because in all the parameters, or in most of the parameters, be it economic or socio-economic parameters, Uttar Pradesh has emerged as key to India's growth, be it as NFHS 5 has come out. We have seen that in most of the social parameters, like even total fertility rate as well has declined from 2.7 to 2.4. So in the parameters Uttar Pradesh is currently doing. Also, the current government's focus on infrastructure building. We have 5 expressways to be built up in the state. We have 5 international airports to be built up in the state. We have Investor Summit. We have an objective of 1 trillion economy. So I think in India's 5 trillion economy, 1 trillion economy's contribution of Uttar Pradesh is a major thing.
So you are very right that UP is contributing in a big way in the growth of GDP of the country. But there is a sort of an imbalance also between the growth of the Western UP and the Eastern UP. So do you have any blueprint in your mind to bridge this gap of disparities between the Eastern and the Western UP?
Sir, actually regional development or in regional planning, there is something known as horizontal integration and vertical integration. I believe that both the departments working in the Eastern Uttar Pradesh and the Western Uttar Pradesh need to learn from each other as well. Also, there are some geographic disadvantages and advantages both of Eastern and Western Uttar Pradesh. So I think those things need to be taken into consideration while policy planning as well, because we cannot just give, for example, grant to agriculture, same for entire Uttar Pradesh. So I think in the policy planning itself, we need to focus on the different zones of Uttar Pradesh rather than treating Uttar Pradesh as a whole. So that will definitely help in bridging this regional imbalance that we are seeing.
That's a wonderful answer you have given. When you talk of policy planning, so there is another perception which is emerging, that there is too much of population dependent on the agriculture in UP. So how do you want to handle the situation to ensure that the people who are unnecessarily dependent on agriculture, they are taken away from agriculture and given a better opportunity in some other sector?
Sir, the problem of agriculture is twofold. One is for the farmers. Because the income of farmers is less, because they are doing the same thing, they are growing the same crop again and again. So their income is less, and that impact is also on the soil of the region. So that is why also their income is less, because the soil's fertility is not increasing. In Haryana, we have a scheme known as Mera Pani Meri Virasat scheme, in which we are promoting crop diversification. We are giving 4,000 per acre to the farmers who are shifting from the rice and wheat cultivation to the other cultivations like oilseeds, millets and pulses, which have more MSP as well as they retain the soil fertility very much. For example, pulses has nitrogen, does not need much nitrogen fertilizers as such. So the input cost of farmers will definitely decrease and their income will increase. So the things or the schemes of that sort can be implemented in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Again, that should not be the case in the entire Uttar Pradesh. So we can do that in the western Uttar Pradesh. In the eastern Uttar Pradesh, since the land is already fertile, groundwater is highly recharged because we have Ganga river, we have other many tributaries of Ganga over there. So in that region, I believe the other crops like sugarcane, we have food processing industries based on sugarcane. And since we are also doing one district, one product. So there are various products like Amla product is there, and various agricultural commodities are also included in that program. So I think promoting those things in food processing as well as the animal husbandry, I think diversifying the agriculture in real sense will definitely help increasing the farmer's income.
Okay, thank you very much.
Vinita, just you have talked about the regional imbalance. So there is a theory of growth pole. You know it about the tackle down the regional imbalance. There is a one theory of Perrox and then another theory is Professor R.P. Mishra.
Yes, sir.
Can you differentiate between the theories of R.P. Mishra and Perrox theory?
Yes, sir. So one major difference is that Perrox did not talk about or did not delineate the population condition, that this certain number of people are required for a particular region to be called as growth pole. However, R.P. Mishra sir, he defined the population. I'm sorry, I'm unable to recall the exact number of exact population, but sir did that. Also, sir talked about 6 stages of growth. Growth foci, growth pole, growth center, whereas Perrox did not talk about that.
Did not talk about that. Very good answer, very good answer. You are the student of PCM and your subject is geography.
Yes, sir.
So just I am correlating both these topics. There is a rotation of Earth is west to east. Why the rotation is only west to east?
Sir, I think it is because of the planetary motions, because based on the nebular hypothesis and other, because all the planets
there are some planets which are moving east to west.
Yes,
but
there are exceptions.
Why the Earth is moving west to east?
Sir, also we have in inner core we have electromagnetic like radioactive materials, but I think that is the other way around, because Earth is rotating east to west to east.
West to east, not only the rotation, even the revolution is west to east. So it should not be related to the core of the Earth.
Sir, I'm unable to recall, sorry.
Okay. Atmosphere is heavily dependent upon the gravitational force of any planets or any celestial body. Even though we usually say there is no atmosphere on the moon. Why it is so?
So because of the gravitational force, Earth's gravitational force is more than Moon's gravitational force. So we attract the atmospheric, the gases which are composed in the atmosphere. Also, we have escape velocity. So if a certain object travels faster than the escape velocity, it can definitely escape the atmosphere of Moon as well as...
Have Moon any atmosphere? Can you mention the name of some gases of atmosphere of Moon?
Sir, I'm unable to recall.
Okay. Last question from my side. You have talked about the soil degradation. There is a soil degradation means the quality of soil. But what is the difference between the quality of soil and the soil erosion?
So soil quality means the nutrients it has, all the micronutrients, macronutrients, secondary nutrients as well. However, soil erosion means eroding the entire top layer of the soil. So when we have sheet erosion due to the fluvial processes, the entire top soil or the O-horizon is eroded. So all the nutrients which are in the topsoil, they are eroded. However, when we talk about soil degradation, it might be the case that only one particular micronutrient is eroded. For example, we have pedicles which only has calcium in it and not other micronutrients. So that is, I believe, the basic difference between these two.
Which one is most important in the soil, O1 or O2?
I think, sir, so both O1 and O2 are important, but for the deep-rooted plants and crops, O2 is more important.
O2 is more important. Thank you.
Thanks.
Vinita,
Yes.
can you tell me some of the products in which Uttar Pradesh tops in country?
Ma'am, it tops in potato production. It tops in milk production as well. I think these are the two that come through. Also sugarcane.
Okay. And why is it that it tops in sugarcane production but not in sugar production?
Ma'am, because sugar production is basically food processing, and also being a tropical state, subtropical state, the amount of sugar that is extracted from the sugarcane is very less as compared to that of Maharashtra, because Maharashtra is a tropical state. So Maharashtra leads in sugarcane sugar production. That is why. However, the fertility of the soil and the water availability is very much high in Uttar Pradesh. So for sugarcane, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me something about Sparrow UP portal?
I'm not aware. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway, recently National Water Awards have been announced, and Uttar Pradesh tops in this award list. What are the reasons which made Uttar Pradesh top the list?
Ma'am, first of all, it has. I'm not sure if National Waterways is considered as one of the parameters, but it has certainly performed well in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and also performed really well since Muzaffarnagar district is the best district in the north zone in that area. So the water conservation and related parameters of water, even in agriculture and other household parameters, they are very good in Uttar Pradesh. That is why I think.
Can you tell me some of the water conservation schemes of UP which might have helped?
Ma'am, one is Pradhan Mantri 𝐾𝐨 𝐏𝐫𝐀𝐒 𝐏𝐫𝐀𝐒. In this year's budget itself, also they have increased the outlay of states. Then, ma'am, for irrigation we have a micro irrigation fund. Also, Uttar Pradesh is contributing to that fund. Also, we have flood control. However, that is not directly related to water
Conservation.
It is flood control fund is also there.
Okay.
These are the things that come.
You didn't say any particular water conservation. You told about irrigation schemes. You told about flood control.
Ma'am, water harvesting, rainwater harvesting would be there. I'm not particularly sure about specific UP things which they are doing. But in general, I believe that these are the only.
Okay. It's said that after coming in of globalization in the world, the role of state has changed from pre-globalization era. Can you tell me how has it changed, and has it been a good aspect for the state or not? Nation state.
Ma'am, with globalization, even states are directly coordinating with the foreign counterparts. I mean, also we have sister city projects. So in that sense, we are looking at global cities. The city, for example, Kanpur, Lucknow, they are not just city in India, they are becoming global cities. Also, we have direct international connectivity. We are having international airports. So one is the flow of people, immigration and out-migration.
I'm talking about role of nation state, role of countries, role of a nation. My question was more of political nature.
Ma'am, nation state, the role of nation state has increased in the sense that...
It has increased or it has decreased?
Ma'am, it has, for India's case, it has increased. Because after independence, because before independence, we were not even a nation state. After that, we have started our trade relations with multiple countries. We are having free e-visas with multiple countries.
We had trade relations as far back as Gupta era, or even before that. We had Silk Route we were taking advantage of. So it's not after independence we have increased trade relations.
Ma'am, but as an independent nation, with our concerns and with our considerations, we have started it. Also, India is emerging as the country who has strategic autonomy. We are not taking sides with any country. So our individual stance is being recognized in this globalized world. Also, ma'am, in terms of trade, in terms of Pacific Oceans, so security, in all the aspects, globalization has definitely helped India. However, there are concerns or security concerns regarding the cross-border infiltration, because with globalization, we are having open border with Nepal and Bhutan.
Is it because of globalization?
Yes, ma'am. I believe because we are dependent on Nepal and Nepal is dependent on us. However, our dependency is less, but still we are having relations with them. So I think that is something.
Okay, thank you, Vinita.
Tell me, how did Russia-Ukraine war trigger food crisis in the world?
Sir, Ukraine is the major producer of wheat. So the export of wheat has also, Russia is also the major producer of wheat. So the export of wheat due to the sanctions, economic sanctions, has decreased in the world. This also has this is one of the reason of Sri Lanka's economic crisis as well, because they themselves did not produce food grains due to the ban on chemical fertilizers, and their imports have also declined due to the exorbitant wheat prices in the market.
Okay, one final question. Do you think that girls from Haryana, now they are able to break the glass ceiling?
Sir, for them, I think there are two glass ceilings. One glass ceiling is at home, and the other glass ceiling is at large in the public atmosphere. Sir, I think being a single child, I think that glass ceiling is not anymore. The first glass ceiling is not anymore. The parents are being very open. In obviously some areas they are lagging, but still the sex ratio is increasing. So that glass ceiling we have almost broken. The next glass ceiling with regards to the, as ma'am also said, globalization, the pink collarization of jobs, that glass ceiling is breaking. Because we are seeing emergence, nearness to Delhi and Chandigarh as well is helping Haryana, or Haryana's girls especially, to come out, get good education in the nearby areas itself. So first the initial inertia gets break due to the nearness, because Delhi is near, so the parents can allow. So that education they are getting. Also in Delhi itself, and after education, their viewpoint and their parents' viewpoint also gets changed. So they're getting opportunities as well, economic opportunities they're getting. So I believe in that sense, the women of Haryana, they are breaking all the glass ceilings.
Okay, it was nice interacting with you. The interview is over, you may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sit down, Vinita.
Thank you, sir.
So, what was your experience?
Sir, it was fine. However, with ma'am, I think I was not very well answered.
When is your interview?
26th of July.
There's a lot of time is there. This is going to be your first attempt at
Yes,
UPPSC. Any other interview you have taken?
Sir, I have given SSB. I was recommended. So that is the only. Also,
What is the
it's
status, you have joined or what?
No, sir, I was medically unfit, so I could not join because of the eyesight.
Eyesight.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you are a good candidate, Vinita. Let me tell you that you are a wonderful candidate for the civil services. You have all the good qualities of head and heart of a civil servant. Honest person, you could engage in a variety of issues. We found your knowledge absolutely wonderful. Then integrity of purpose, that is also very important. Clarity of thought, all those expression, communication skill, absolutely bang on these parameters. And generally civil services recruiting agency, they look forward to induct such candidates, and that is the purpose of interview only, so that you can see you face to face and assess your personality. Otherwise your knowledge and all has already been tested. That is why you are here. So try to be honest throughout your interview session. Maintain your energy level. Don't go overboard. One or two questions will tell you why I'm telling you, I'm giving you that kind of an advice. Try to understand the question. Be a patient listener. Try to understand what exactly is the question and what is the intent of that question, why this question has been asked. By way of example, let me tell you that when one of our fellow members tried to discuss the nation state policy, you missed out on that, isn't it? So that should not happen. If you patiently listen to the question and understand, if any problem, try to seek a clarification before you speak out. That is very important. So otherwise it happens that the person whom we are taking interview it probably is not very passionate to understand a question, very eager to understand a question, and she is more eager to answer, isn't it? So that should not happen. That is number one. Water conservation schemes, I mean, you spoke everything else other than water conservation scheme. So again, there's listening problem, speaking problem, no problem, delivery, no problem, only listening problem we could notice in you. So just try to listen, that's it. It doesn't require much skill to really develop. Just listen. UP current affairs, some time is there, just go through all that. So what all is happening in UP, why UP is now in the focus in the economic development also. So what all works are being done by the present government, just to go through that. Varanasi is again in the limelight. So what all works have been being done in and around the temple of Kashi Vishwanath, that you should be knowing. Carbon zero, why carbon zero the government is trying to achieve. Then your bullet train is coming in that area. Your DFCCIL has its own project there. What are the benefits of those projects? So many road projects are there. So how those road projects are going to help the eastern UP, isn't it? And one district, one product and all that, how it will help, how it will hasten the process and all that. That you have a fairly good idea of that, because you are otherwise an excellent candidate, I must say. And if you have done well in your written paper, you will be getting very good marks in the interview. So your feet is grounded to the ground, so no problem. You will be doing pretty well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.